Hi everybody. Today we're going to be talking about lesson 57, writing equivalent decimal numbers. So we know that whenever we add a 0 to the end of a decimal, it doesn't change the value. So here I have 12.6, but my example wants me to write 12.6 with 3 decimal places. So here's my first decimal place. But it wants 3. So it wants 3 numbers to the right of the decimal. So without changing the value, if I just add zeros here, I haven't changed the value. I still have 12.6. Okay? This would be 12 and 6/10. But with 3 zeros, it's 12 and 601 thousandths. Okay? Those are equivalent, meaning they are the same. It would be like adding a 0 over here in front of the 12. This 12, or this 0 here, doesn't do anything. It doesn't change the value. I can add as many zeros as I want over here, and this is still 12.6. I can add as many zeros as I want over here, and this value still does not change. Okay, so when it asks us to write 12.6 with 3 decimal places, you'll write 12.6 and then add on 2 more zeros so that you have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. Now as a quick review, let's remember that this is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. Spell hundred and put the THS on the end. And this is the thousandths place. Okay, all right, that's it for example 1. Let's move on to example 2. Compare 12.6 and 12.600. Now, I told you yesterday to write those numbers vertically, lining up the decimals. Okay, so here I see I have 12. Well, I can't tell which is larger or smaller, so I have to move to the tenths place. I have a 6 in both of those. Then I have a 0 and nothing and a 0 and nothing. So since these zeros don't change the value, these two are actually equal. They are equivalent. Doesn't matter if I add more zeros or if I put zeros here. As long as there's not another digit, 1 through 9, they are equivalent. Okay? Good. Example 3. Okay, use digits and symbols to write 5 cents in both cent form and in dollar form. Okay, well, first we have 5 cents. Okay, this is cent form. The cent sign goes after the number, and this means I have 5 cents, 5 pennies or 1 nickel. Okay, to write it in dollar form, I'm going to write the dollar sign, and then the decimal point, and then 0, 5, because I have 5 pennies, so it needs to go in the pennies place. If I write this is 50 cents, not 5 cents. Okay, so these are equivalent, 5 cents and 50 cents. One using the cent sign, one using the dollar sign and the decimal. All right, example 4. This sign is written incorrectly. This sign right here. Show 2 ways to correct the money amount shown on the sign. So what this is actually showing here is 0.25 cents, which if I was to write that as a fraction, would be 25 100ths of 1 penny. Okay, well we don't have 25 hundredths of a penny. Okay, We don't have 25 hundredths of a penny. That's a very, very, very small number. So we need to rewrite this using 25 and the cent sign, no decimal, or the dollar sign, the decimal, and then the 25. You can also put a 0 in here to indicate $0. That's fine. Or you can leave the 0 out. But these are the two correct ways to write 25 cents. Okay? All right. Example 5. There are 6 tonight, but they're all short. Jorge bought a package of paper for $1.56 and a folder for 75 cents. How much did he spend? Well, when we have money, we need to make sure that they are in the same form. So we either need to use the cent sign or we need to use the dollar and the decimal point. Because we have more than $1 here, I'm going to convert the 75 cents to using a dollar sign and a decimal point. So I'm going to start with my $1.56. And then lining up the decimal points, I'm going to put a 0 in here as a placeholder. Decimal 75 cents. So now my decimal points are lined up, my tenths or my dimes place, and my pennies place is all lined up nice and neat. And now I can add it up. 11, 12, 13, 2. And do not forget that dollar sign and decimal point in your problem. When you add money, the decimal point comes straight down. So they should be in a nice, neat row. So Jorge spent $2.31. Okay, last example, example 6. Multiply 5 times 40 cents and then write the product in dollar form. So first let's multiply. 40 cents times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. So I have 200 cents. Okay, but I want to convert that into a dollar form because that's what it asks me to do. So I know that 100 cents equals $1. So 200 cents then needs to equal $2. Okay, so there is your lesson practice for today. Off to your lesson practice problems, A through Q, and I will see you in the morning.